So, Mr. Cramwinckel, can you please tell us a few words about what the World Business Council is all about?
The World Business Council is an organization of some 200 global companies which use this council as a platform to advance the business law in sustainable development. And water being one of the main issues in sustainable development is a key theme of the work program.
This conference has been talking a lot about social business and social entrepreneurship. Can you tell us something about your experience, some best practice example of some of the successes one of the companies has achieved?
Yes, I would like to say that the World Business Council already some 3 or 4 years ago coined the term inclusive business, which really is a way of trying to incorporate the power of the global companies in advancing social entrepreneurship, in the sense that their supply chain, to what extent can their supply chains to be more inclusive, and it also allows them to get into initiatives to provide basic services like energy, water, insurance. There are plenty of success stories but it's complex. I'm working primarily in the water sector. The water sector is one of those sectors where inclusive business or social entrepreneurship is desirable but very difficult to achieve. I'm very excited about one of our company's program, MARGIP-Conference, which provides a very innovative concept on provision of water in the form of solar-powered pumps. They surrounded that product with a service on maintenance and a service around payment structure, so that the installation, once introduced in a village in a rural area, can sustain itself. Scale is important. Some 9 have been deployed, but the intention is that some 100,000 of these units will be deployed, therefore achieving the social value of getting more people access to clean water.
Okay, where has it been implemented?
It's primarily in Kenya at the moment.
Okay.
So that's where they started, and you have to develop the product. In other words, you have to understand the local circumstances, you have to look at with whom you do it, partners. So that product now has been developed successfully and is being sort of accelerated in Kenya. Now they're looking for other countries where they can replicate that.
Okay, during this conference we've heard that it's still despite all the progress being made with social business, it's still very difficult to reach the extreme poor and the marginalized people. So what are the main challenges ahead for business?
Yes, it really struck me when I was at this conference, and when I started to think about the success stories I know of, is that I really couldn't say whether the marginal poor were actually getting any advantage out of these activities. So one of the takeaways is actually to ask that question. So it's very difficult, I think, from a social entrepreneurship actually to reach out to the extreme poor. What I do see is that these activities will definitely have benefits and spin-offs which help the extreme poor. In other words, to say, you know, if you provide water services and if you cannot pay for that, but in one way or the other that business unit provides that clean water to the marginal poor, then they can perhaps lift themselves out of their situation because they're healthier and less prone to illness.